Awesome. Okay, great. Now, so today is a health talk. Okay, it will also be about diabetes, about how to improve it, how to prevent it, and also how to improve your overall health well-being. Okay. Now, so by the end of this workshop, you will know how to end or improve type 2 diabetes, and also learn to transform and optimize your health, whether you are diabetic or not. Is that good or good? Is that good or good? Good. Okay, great. Now, so how many of you want to have a healthy and happy life? Raise your hand. Healthy and happy life? Raise. Okay, very good. And how many of you want to have greater energy and optimized weight? Raise your hand. Means you won't grow too fat or too skinny, optimized weight, okay? And how many of you want to wake up with sharper brain clarity? Raise your hand. Means every day you go to work or what, you got sharper brain clarity and everything. Okay, now, so, okay, I'm going to ask you all for the next 30 seconds to just write down what is your health goal, okay? Because in order to achieve something, first we must understand what we want in the first place, correct? Like, everyone says, oh, I want to be healthy, but what's healthy? Healthy means, what's your ideal weight, what's your sharper weight, like, what do you mean by healthy, okay? So I want everyone to take down the next 30 seconds, just write some health goals that you have. Okay, what's your health goals? For example, okay, I want to have enough energy such that I can work 8 to 5 p.m. Easily without, something. Or it could be, oh, I want to lose 5 kg by the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or whatever. Okay, great. So write down a health goal that you have. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do that. Okay, now I'm going to ask you what your health goals are. Okay. Because health means different things to different people. So in order to know what we want or what we want to achieve, first we must know what is health to us. Okay, what is our definition of healthy? Some people look at some person, hey, this person is healthy, but to another person, this person is actually unhealthy, right? So what's health? What does health mean to you, or what does it mean for you to be healthy? How would you look like, feel like, sound like? What would it be? Okay, come, shout out some answers that you have. Anyone?
No medical bills.
Okay, everyone write this down. No medical bills. Okay, if you're healthy means the health goes to have no medical bills. Everyone write it down. No medical bills. Any more? Any more? Yeah? Come. Yeah.
I always
Feel very weak, very lethargic, right? So your health goal will be to have more energy and increase energy. Okay, perfect. Charles will show you exactly how to do that. Okay. Now everyone write this down to have to feel energized instead of lethargic. Would that be your health goal?
Yes.
Great. Any more?
Good quality of life.
Good quality of life. Everyone write that down. Good quality of life. What's your health goal? Any more health goals? What's your health goal? Yeah, Carrie.
Able to do sports activity or any things that I wanted to.
Able to do sports activity. Okay, how many of you over here play sports? Raise your hand. Or like workout, or run, or walk, or jog. Anyone? Raise your hand. Okay, so 3 of you lah. Okay. Oh, what sport do you do? Swimming. Swimming, eh? Jogging, and you?
I like to play those adventurous games.
Adventurous games.
Ziplining and all
Okay.
this.
And yeah? What? Walking 10,000 steps a day. You know Charles, right? He's 66 years old and he's a national squash player. Even at 66 years old. This shows you that once you have whatever Charles has, like once you learn his system, which he will share with you later, his 5-step system, you're going to have so much more energy, you can play sports, you can do work, everything's going to be a lot easier for you. Okay? Now, great. Now, so you're the queen of the crowd. So I really want to thank you all for being here because it's not easy. Today is a what? Today is a Friday night, right? Today's a Friday night, right? It's not
Thursday
easy
night.
a Friday night to come for health talk like that. And I really, really appreciate your time. So everyone give yourself a round of applause for being here, okay? So I really, really thank you all for being here. Right? And we'll do everything in our power, right, to make sure that this talk will be well worth your time. Okay? So later we'll be sharing with you the 3 secrets of health. Okay? So the secret number 1 is Charles Barton's 5-step system to transform diabetes and optimize health. So you might want to write that down. Secret number 1 is Charles Barton's 5-step system to transform diabetes and optimize health. Secret number 2 is how to save 60,000 plus on medical bills. How to save 60,000 plus dollars on medical bills. Would that be good?
Yes.
So you answer Jenny's question, that's how to save money on medical bills. And secret number 3 is the insider secrets that doctors, hospitals, and big pharmaceutical companies would never tell you. Okay? We're going to show you the whole industry, how this whole industry works, and what is it that they will never tell you. You're in for a ride. Okay? So you might want to write the 3 secrets down. You want to take a picture of this side. Okay? Okay? I'm going to go on. Yeah, I'm give us some time. Okay, great. Now, so, but before I begin, is it okay if I take a quick sharing to share about myself and who Charles Barton is? Okay? Can I? Okay, so for me, I know Charles Barton for the past 2 or 3 years already. Okay, the first time I met him was at Novena Medical Center, and he's a naturopath. Does anyone over here know what's a naturopath? What's a naturopath? Naturopath. Anyone?
Alternative medicine.
Alternative medicine. Okay, Charles, what does naturopath mean?
So naturopath is a bit like the European version of TCM. So what happens is if you go to any European country or Australia, even India, you'll find naturopaths in every village practically. So it's very common, but the idea is you're trying to do as much as you can without having to take extra medications. Who agrees that medications sometimes have side effects? Put up your hand.
Most of the time.
Most, okay, right.
85%.
So that's
100%.
that's what we're about.
Okay, great.
And
So can everyone write this word down called naturopath? N-A-T-U-R. Okay, everyone have like you're going to write a lot of notes today because Charles is going to share all his 22 years of naturopathic experience knowledge with you. So you might want to write that down. Okay. So N-A-T-U-R-O, naturopath. P-A-T-H. So basically the natural way of healing, right? How can you not use surgery, not use medication and everything to be able to treat yourself, to be able to improve your own health? Okay, great. Now, so this is a little bit about Charles Barton, right? So he owns this company called Steps to Success. He is a Bachelor of Education. He graduated from Nottingham University, England. He has a naturopathic diploma from the Youngson Naturopathic Institute in Australia. Okay, he's a qualified naturopath for 22 years from England and Australia, trained in psychology, stress management, etc. Worked in the USA, Europe. He traveled the whole world to share this knowledge. So, and it really is not easy to invite him to come here and spend his time today. So, all of you are really in for a treat, okay? And in recent years, his focus has been on health solutions for diabetes and obesity. Now, how many of you over here know of someone who has diabetes? Or, yeah, anyone? Raise your hand. How many of you know of someone who has diabetes? 1, 2, 3. Okay, about half the room know someone who has diabetes. So from learning what you learned today, you can share some concepts with them and be able to help them with their health. Okay, would that be good? Yes. Okay, great. Now, so okay, great. Okay. So now let me ask you a question. How many of you agree? How many of you over here think that type 2 diabetes is reversible? Raise your hand. Who thinks it's irreversible? Raise your hand. Okay. So it's scientifically proven that type 2 diabetes is reversible, and so long as you just follow a simple steps like your diet, exercise, and everything, which Charles will share about, it is absolutely reversible. Okay, there have been case studies, other case studies, scientific reports, and everything to show that diabetes is actually reversible. Okay, now Charles is going to share secret number 1, Charles Barton's 5-step system for reversing diabetes and improving health. I mean, I could share with you, but how many of you would rather listen from Charles Barton, the man himself? Would that be better? Okay, so who would want to listen from him? Let's give him a big round of applause. Okay, awesome.
Thank you for that great build-up, Alaric. That's great. Very energetic person. It's good, isn't it? I feel like I'm floating up on the ceiling. My glasses are falling out. Seriously, 6, but I do have to use reading glasses, so I'm not perfect. Okay, so 5-step system. Let's start with some stories and various things. There are 5 elements I'm going to teach you, so feel free to make a note or use your electronic notes or whatever. The first one I call precision eating.
Okay, right, the first step down, precision eating.
Precision eating. So if you spend all your life eating rice every 10 seconds, you won't get rid of your diabetes. Okay, precision eating. So let's talk about one client. She was really scared about her worsening diabetes. In fact, she came to me, she said, oh, I'll see what I can do, and then 6 months later she phoned me up and said, the doctor says it's getting worse, can I start with you, please? And the moment we got working together, huge differences. So the life-transforming protocol or actions. What she did was she timed her meals, if I can make the red button light go on here. She timed her meals precisely. So it's to do with the timing of meals.
Okay, right, it's now precision eating is about timing your meals. Okay, about timing your meals.
This is very important to your health change. And I'm not just talking here about diabetes. I'm talking about everyone on the planet. If they use this precision eating, would find greater energy, and I get it from a lot of people. I have one friend who's been doing this for 15 years. His energies are amazing. So it's not very difficult to do. It's compliance friendly. It's quite easy to follow. So that's very important for everyone. I'm not having to eat half a piece of apple once every 7 weeks or something. It's nothing difficult. It's easy. Precision eating. And eating well, good nutrition is important. So within 5 days, she saw the blood sugar levels, because she was a diabetic, coming down, and her energy was going up. So someone was talking about energy earlier, lethargy. This is what we're talking about today. So very simple. And the funny thing is, this first precision eating has been used, the first time I heard of university research was 103 years ago. They were getting these results, almost everyone getting rid of diabetes. It's not something that was invented last Tuesday, a new fad or something. This is thousands. The report came out in the Canadian Medical Association Journal in 1916. That's the year my dad was born, and if he was still alive, he'd be 103 today. So there we are. Okay, so first idea, if I can just flick back, is this idea of precision eating. Now, what exactly am I talking about here? Let's look at one more example. This lady, Bridget, her daughter lives in Singapore, and she knew that her mum, she knew very well, her mum for 26 years had been diabetic. That's a long time, isn't it? So she phoned me up and said, my mum needs help. I said, but I can't go to Ireland, where she lives, and do this. So we got in touch by Zoom or Skype or something. And I worked with her for 6 months. After 6 months, she went, because the checkup arrived, to her endocrinologist, which is a long word for diabetes specialist. I can never spell it, but that's the word, endocrinologist. And the endocrinologist had on his table in front of him her blood test reports, latest health check. And he was beaming. He said to her, I've never had any patient who for 26 years had been diabetic, who is now pre-diabetic. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. What are you doing? I've never seen this before. This was all, I never met this lady. I said, she sent me a photograph. This is when she was visiting her daughter in Singapore, apparently, but they were celebrating something with balloons. So this is exciting. And this is what the doctor said. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So I like to tell stories. Forgive me for telling so many stories, but it makes life more interesting. I have a theory, you don't learn anything unless you hear a story. Right. Okay. So I'm going to go back and tell you a bit more about step 1, because it's so good you've come today, and I want to give you more knowledge, all right? My aim is to reach 1 billion people over the next 20 years and help them get rid of diabetes. I've got talks arranged in Jakarta, and one I think it's going to happen in Cambodia and KL and all sorts of places. And I've had as many as 300 people in the Marina Mandarin Hotel. So this idea of a big passion to help so many people, but I'm thinking small. There are 8 billion people on the planet, and I'm only helping 1 billion. Never mind. Thank you. You have a sense of humor. This is what I do. It makes me feel much happier when I'm teaching, helping. So, let's talk more about, while we look at this smiling Bridget and her pre-diabetes after 26 years. Let me just talk a little bit more about this. Now, I told you that this precision eating was easy, didn't I? And you nodded, and you were pleased that it was easy, okay? No willpower needed. Well, a tiny bit of willpower. So supposing you came to me and I was working with you over a few months to help you get rid of diabetes, simply I would say, now, all your life you've been told the most important meal in the day for a diabetic is breakfast. I want you to move your breakfast time to a different time. You say, what? So I say, okay, wake up in the morning, drink a lot of water or tea or coffee with no sugar in it, whatever you like, nothing sugary. And because you've drunk liquid, your stomach's quite full, believe it or not. If you say to yourself, I had breakfast, your stomach says, okay. It feels full because it's got liquid inside. And you go through all the way to the time you choose. It might be 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. or 1 p.m. You can choose any of those times and change the time each day if you want. So you keep going without eating. And for 2 days, this is the willpower part, your stomach rumbles a few times. And you think, where's my breakfast? I'm used to having breakfast. Where's my breakfast? And after about 3 days, most of my clients say, I don't feel like breakfast anymore, I'm happy with this. But occasionally, you know, they'll go to hotels and have continental breakfast, but basically they're missing their breakfast, they're waiting and having their first meal around 11 or 12. And I say to my clients, at my house, in my apartment in Pasir Ris, we have 2 white cats living in our house, okay? And they know that because my daughters until this year were all going to school every day, that we would get up at 5:15 in the morning to get ready to drive them to school, spoiling our kids. And so, welcome, welcome. Come and have a seat. Thank you very much for coming. Choose the most comfortable, colourful seat you can find. They're all black. Okay. Anyway, I was telling a story about cats. Do you like cats? Yeah? Meow, meow. No. Some people are allergic to cats. Anyway, so this story goes like this. The cats every morning knew that I was getting up at 5:15 in the morning to get ready to take my daughters to school. And they knew 5:15 was my getting up time. So at 12 minutes past 5, they would scratch on the door because they knew it was 3 minutes before their food. They really had everything timed perfectly. Very intelligent, these cats. Well, fairly intelligent. So then when the September holiday comes or something, within 2 days they adapt. They know I'm getting up at 6:30, so they scratch at 6:28. Isn't that clever of those cats? So you are cleverer than my cats. Your IQ is much higher than my cats. So it's not too difficult to start missing breakfast. It's a new habit. You know, they say 21 days of a new habit and then it's habitual. So that's what we're talking about here, precision eating. You're missing your breakfast, and people can, what you actually we're doing is we're making an 8-hour eating window. You eat within a period of 8 hours.
Right, it's
So
now 8-hour eating window.
it's
Yeah.
not eating for 2 hours and then
missing
waiting a
breakfast.
bit and eating again. So if you have your first meal at 11 a.m., you have to stop eating at, what is it, 7 p.m. Good mathematics, okay. You're a mathematics expert, this is great. So by 7:15 p.m. you've had your last food, and then you can drink water and tea and ginger tea, and we have a long list of fasting fluids, things you can drink while you're doing a liquid fast, which don't trigger your insulin exhaustion, because that's people eat and eat and eat and eat, and the stomach gets exhausted, the pancreas gets worn out. It's a very simplified version of what diabetes does.
So right, it's now precision eating is about having food in an 8-hour window from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay.
And if you
So
don't-
step 1 is precision eating. So right now, Charles is sharing his 5-step system. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
write it down.
And remember that if you're anything like me, unless you put these things down somewhere, you will not remember it in 7 weeks' time. You meet someone who needs help, so try and get it internalized. Thank you very much for emphasizing that, Alaric. Okay, so this is the 8-hour period, and I'll tell you a tiny bit more about that. During that period, we're talking about lower carbohydrate intake during that time. Okay, let's look at step 2, and this is what I'm about to talk about, is lowering the carbohydrates. That means the rice, the noodles, the bread, the cake, the sugary things. You're increasing the healthy fats, and most of the recent research shows that if you're having coconut oil, or there are avocados, there are a lot of things that are very good for you. And cholesterol, a lot of people worry about healthy fats creating cholesterol. So remember that 20% of cholesterol is created by the food you eat, 80% your body makes it, so it's nothing to do with what you eat. So don't worry about eating a few eggs if you eat good, moderate protein. Because a lot of people in Singapore, they rush around madly, they go to work like they miss their lunch, blah, 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 and then they end up eating a big pile of noodles because they're so hungry at the end of the day. You recognize that experience, well done. So that's what Singaporeans suffer from. I've only been here 26 years, so I should be able to say that. Okay, 1993 I arrived in Singapore, and I thought, wow, when they stop building, this place is going to be great. And they're still building. Okay, So healthy fats, moderate protein. So this is where you don't eat a huge piece of steak, but 2 or 3 times a day you're having a good amount of protein, because you need protein to build what?
Muscles.
Muscles, and the muscles burn the fat, and all sorts of things linked together like that. Okay, now talking about lowering carbohydrate. Let's talk about 3 things: bread, rice, and what else can we do? Noodles. So noodles, the sugar marking for noodle is about 28. For rice, it's 29. For rice, it's about 28. For bread, it's about 46. And bread has been rather the European bread, you know, sunblessed and all this stuff, or NTUC fair price bread. This bread, if you get wholemeal bread because you want to be healthy, if you look at the label, 50% white flour from fair price. So you're actually still taking white flour. So bread is a very tempting thing. It's in a bag and you can grab some pieces, and what you do, your sugars go, oh, you're doing a roller coaster ride. So far everyone feel they've picked up something new already?
So you can write that down as well. Bread is like 50% white flour.
And
So it will make your energy rise and fall. Okay, so that's the thing about bread.
That's right. And this lowering carbohydrate, I don't want you to suffer. I call this the do not suffer protocol. So if you want a piece of bread, occasionally, fine. If you want half a piece of bread, even better. But don't have 16 pieces. Right? And then rice, a small amount. Brown rice or white rice. Brown rice has more fiber, it will release the sugar slower, but it's still carbohydrates. So think about that. Okay, I hope this has given you a bit of an idea of step 2. So far not too bad. You're just eating at a certain time in a certain limit. Just to make sure you understand this, because I usually get somebody who gets it wrong in a large group. You're not eating, you have to eat in a consecutive number of hours so that all the eating is done. You can have 2 or 3 meals if you want, between 12 and 8, or 1 and 9, or 11 and 7. Now supposing you have a wedding dinner to go to, at 10 p.m. it's going to finish, 13 courses or whatever. That day you can wait until 1:30 or 2, then you can go on eating till 10. So you can move it around. It's flexible. It's not trapping you. That's the idea of this. All right. Good. So you've got that idea. This is very important. And what we're doing here is actually affecting the health of everybody in this room. If you start doing this and you keep it up for a few months, you'll be saying to me, "Hey, I am noticing what you said. I'm getting more energy." That's exciting. They call it intermittent fasting, and there are about 6 ways of doing it. I teach people this particular one, but there are others that I can adapt to if someone needs it. So it's a lot more complicated than this, but we want to keep it simple tonight. So step 2. So low carb eating and intermittent fasting, are they good for health? Has anyone ever felt more energy because they were doing fasting? Anyone experienced that? No one. So you've got a new adventure ahead of you. This will be good. You're discovering something new that can change everybody around you's life, because you will be healthier. And people who get rid of diabetes using these 5 steps, they're not just helping themselves, they're helping everyone in the family, financially, emotionally, all sorts of things, because you have a happier old age. What that can do for your loved ones. So this, to me, this is the most important thing I ever taught anybody. So I do hope it really helps you. Forgive me, I get quite excited about this, so I go overboard all the time. Please forgive me. Let's look at another client. This lady teaches in the international school in Barton. When she was in 2017, she was diabetic. And she came to see me, and she worked with me over 6 months. And she told me that when she went to school to teach, she would teach all morning, and then she'd go to a staff meeting at 1 p.m. And the moment the staff meeting started, her colleagues must have been boring, her head would start nodding. She couldn't keep her eyes open because diabetes saps your energy. And then she would go home eventually, and she'd get home and she'd have this big pile, Singaporean pile of marking, huge pile, and she'd look at it and think, oh no, and she'd have an hour's sleep before she did her marking. And she's not that old, this girl. So then she followed my program. She became non-diabetic. That was in 2017 she was diabetic. 2018 she was non-diabetic. And when she came to see me for checkups, she would say, I go to the staff meeting and I'm wide awake, no problem. And then I go home and I just do my marking, and then I feel like going out for a jog. Whole change of life. And that's what I want to do for you and for everyone you know on this planet. And so spread the word, because it's 1 billion, when Alaric was out of the room, I was saying 1 billion people I want to help get rid of diabetes. And that means I'm leaving 7 billion without being helped. But I'm doing my best. Okay, so that's the idea. She told me that it's easy to keep it up. And she used this phrase, compliance friendly, which I think is nice, a bit like following the IRAS instructions for your tax returns. Okay, good. So another client, I'm sorry I keep telling stories, she came in very excitedly to my office, and she shared with an incredulous tone that her craving for sugar and carbohydrates that she'd had all her life had kind of evaporated. She said, what's happened to my taste buds? Now I'm not wanting, I'm just not needing, I'm not feeling like this.
She ran away.
And that's the amazing thing. My wife, when she was first pregnant, suddenly, she loves rendang and chili and all sorts of things. Suddenly, all she wanted was plain boiled vegetables. She didn't want to eat anything else. Her body knew what was good for her health at that time, for her pregnancy. And the same way, this person's body transferred and realized that it's getting its energy, because what, I didn't explain this, what's happening is you start getting your energy from the protein and from the healthy fats and a little bit of carbs in all the vegetables. So you're getting energy from there, and it lasts much longer. You have energy for much longer. Okay, so she said, I can keep up this improvement forever. My family members are so impressed. I used to take a second helping of rice, now just a spoonful or two, and I feel I've had quite enough. So somebody was saying to me they love their rice when we were chatting before. So that's an example of a change in the brain format by following this protocol. Right, let's look at the next idea, step 3. So if you want to, you can make a note of this or use your technology. Portion-controlled nutrition, what they call PCN. What I recommend, this is very powerful, is that you take the struggle out of getting rid of diabetes with this. Imagine you were able to have a very nutritional meal, which you didn't have to prepare. It tasted quite good, and it was varied. You might have 70 different things to eat. But you didn't have to wash up afterwards, you didn't have to cook it, it was there, and it's the nutritional footprint, of this meal, this fueling as I call it, will have 11 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, healthy fats, it's got patented probiotics, it's got 4 fiber, it's designed, and it's only got 100 calories, 100 calories. And when I eat one of these meals, for 2 to 3 hours afterwards, I feel full. I got no interest in eating. And this portion-controlled nutrition is incredibly powerful. And this is based on an American company. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. What they were doing 38 years ago is they were making these meals, selling them to physicians, to doctors, to sell to diabetics. So they were using this 38 years ago to get rid of diabetes. And now you're lucky because it's being brought into Asia this year, and it's available to you if you're interested. And what's nice about it, it's very, comfortable, economical, because it actually, you just replace the amount of money you spend in the supermarket, you reduce that, and you have one lean and green meal. And later on at the end of this session, I'm going to give you one further secret about lean and green meals. So don't go away, don't miss this, okay? Right, so everyone okay? Any questions? On we go. I hope I've been as clear as an Englishman. Good question.
That breakfast is not the most important here.
Well, in a way, you are breaking fast, but it's at 11 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
That is
You're,
lunch.
you're moving, brunch or whatever. So you're having a meal, but you're having the first meal later. Now, why am I asking you if you were diabetic or wanting to be super healthy? Why am I asking you to miss breakfast? Because that means you end up with 16 hours of the day when you're not saying to the pancreas, come on, start getting organized on sugar and release insulin, and the pancreas gets a chance to rejuvenate. Do you realize that most of the cells of your body change every 6 or 8 months? Your body is rejuvenating all the time. So when you give your pancreas, it's a bit like meditating and calming yourself down, it gives it a chance to rejuvenate, to rebuild. There's been a test, I can start talking now, sorry, but there's been a test in Australia. They tested the pancreas function, and then they did 3 months of this 5-step program, and then they went to the same hospital and they tested the pancreas again, and its readings were higher. And for some people have actually done this for a year, and then their pancreas is now working properly. It's called insulin sensitivity rather than insulin resistance. It's working properly, so they never need to worry about intermittent fasting again. For the next 20 years, they just eat normally, but they never become diabetic again.
Charles, so does this work for everybody or only for diabetics?
This works for everybody in terms of increasing your energy, giving you, there are a whole list of things here. So if you follow this 5-step program, you have greater energy every day. That was mentioned by someone. Anyone who has high cholesterol, my doctor that I work with, because I'm not a medical doctor, so I get the doctors to do the adjustment of medication. In 3 months, he had this lady, she was on 8 medications. After 3 months, she was on 1 tablet of metformin a day. She'd gone from 8 to 1. So what happens is all these things work better. The brain clarity, there's something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is what's released in your own brain to give you clarity of brain. When you do intermittent fasting, up in some parts of the brain, up to 400% more BDNF is released. So Alzheimer's, dementia, all those areas, Parkinson's can be less likely to happen. So you can save the Singapore government a lot of money if you do this. They won't have to spend billions on, the rates have gone from 120, I was telling somebody before we started, 120 million diabetics, and now there are 422 million. It's terrifying. The whole world is in overkill. And that's why this is so important. So I hope you're pleased you came tonight so far, everybody. Are you happy? You feel you've learnt something? Great, okay, good. So, portion-controlled nutrition. This is an amazing element. And this is good for people who are very busy, rushing around, not getting a chance to go and prepare meals. If you could sit at home all day and prepare your organic kale all the time, it would be possible. But in normal Singaporean life, this is a real step forward. When this company on the New York Stock Exchange announced it was going to Asia, I think it's 203% its stock prices went up, because they know that this will be a big thing for Asia. Just press twice, let's go back a bit. Listen, to give you an example now. This guy, Bimas, he says that it has transformed his health, this portion-controlled nutrition. He feels a new, unexpected, life-boosting existence. And he said something else as well. He said there was no willpower struggle because the food was just there in its various forms, ready to eat at any time during his day. So he really changed his life. He's also lost 4 or 5 kgs already, and that's just in the last month, so that's exciting. So, this might interest you. This portion-controlled nutrition has been recommended by over 20,000 doctors. So I'm not sort of sharing with you some airy-fairy naturopathic thing. I'm sharing something that's very sensible. Any questions? On we go. Right, let's have a look at this. Because you're having these fuelings, you could have 5 of these fuelings a day, and they keep your energy levels up. I talked about the 11 grams of protein, 100 grams. You just have to chew and swallow a lot so that they get the digestive saliva working. But you don't have to think, you just use it. For example, yesterday I left home, I had a full day from 7:30 in the morning till about 10 p.m. at night doing workshops and stuff. And I forgot to bring these fuelings with me. And by the end of the day I was struggling, but today no problem. I've had some in my bag and I'm keeping my energy up. So interesting. I hope I'm getting you all excited. Anyone excited about these ideas? Okay, vaguely excited? Thank you for smiling, that's great. Okay, what else have we got? Step 4, so you're doing quite well. Step 1 to 5, we're on step 4 here. This one is often underestimated, attitude motivation. I call it SSS, Stoking Success Strategies. And it's self-directed motivation. You know, you've got the classic analogy is of the horse, the donkey and the cart. And the donkey is pulling the cart, the man sitting on it. In order to get the donkey to move, he whips it with his whip. So that's external motivation, he gets it moving. And then he has another idea, because after whipping for a while, it gets bored of being whipped and won't move. So then he gets a carrot and ties it on the end of a string, on the end of a wooden pole. And do you mind if I move these chairs, these bags? So you can put the bags onto this chair, and then there'll be room for these two to sit down. I'd like to welcome you very much. Thank you for coming. That's great. Okay, I thought there were 2 people coming in. Sorry. Welcome now. So, stoking success strategies. This idea is that you can hold a carrot in front of the donkey and it will go forward. External motivation. You can whip the donkey, not the carrot. You can whip the donkey and it'll move forward. These are both external motivation. But internal motivation is where you turn the donkey into a racehorse. And then you really get moving, babe. Yeah, baby, yeah. Okay? So this is what we're talking about. I've been teaching motivation for a long time. And so we build into the program lots of things where you see the benefits clearly in your mind every day. Because a lot of people, they get, oh, good idea, and then they lose energy. So talking about this attitude motivation. Do you know anyone who's done this? Taught motivation to hundreds of students at ITE? Me. Do you know anyone who's worked with CEOs for a company called Leadership Management International? It was in 60 countries. Who's worked on motivation with CEOs? Me. Okay, so this is why I've developed this program on motivation. I've done the motivation training. I mentioned 300 people at the Marina Mandarin. I phoned up the company, the Singapore newspaper that was running this night, the day before. I said, how many people are coming to my talk? And they said, let's look, 30 people coming. I said, okay. They phoned me on the morning. Now there are 300. Oh, okay. Okay, we had a good session. What else? I've just pressed twice. Goal setting. So using goal setting and teaching goal setting is a very, very powerful tool. And a lot of people here will agree with me. Goal setting is very powerful. So I'm saying to you that this step 4 is an underestimated thing. A lot of people feel that motivation and encouragement are central to our success. In the same way as you love stories, if someone encourages you, say, well done, it's great you came today, all through all the heat of Singapore, it's good to have you here. When we say that to someone, the encouragement makes them feel good. And that's what is built into this, because we use power teams, we call them, maybe 3 or 4 people who are all on the same journey, and they have one, I mean, you may hate group WhatsApp chats, but you have a group WhatsApp chat, and every day someone says, well done, and I managed to do it for 16 hours, and everyone encourages each other. So this is the motivation. It's crucial, and it's routinely underestimated. It's the key to your success or the people we train. Okay, now there are about 22 major health improvements directly associated with this 5-step process. And I listed some of them and read them out to you earlier. Triglycerides. This one I haven't mentioned, depression. Again and again, my clients come into me over those 2 years in Novena Medical Center and they say, I feel happier, I feel more cheerful, I feel more alive. What's going on? I'm older than I was last year, but I'm more energetic. every time. It's the only factors I can find is this 5-step process that they transform their life. What we teach is habits of health, things that will help you with better sleep, all those areas. Okay, so I hope this has given you a pretty clear idea. We're going to go on to the last one, which is HIIT. Whoever knows what this stands for, please put up your hand and tell us, and we'll give you a gold medal if I had one. HIIT. You're all going to learn something new. I'm so pleased. Thank you for not knowing, otherwise I wouldn't be able to teach you it. This stands for, by the way, you're going to be doing this in a moment, so get ready everybody. High intensity interval training.
Write this down. High intensity interval training.
Intensity interval training.
HIGHINTENSITY.
Intensity.
INTERVAL.
I think you need your spelling help, Alaric. I'll write it down for you.
TRAINING.
High intensity. Now this is one of the keys to success, interval training. I'm going to teach you an exercise shortly called the nitric oxide dump exercise, which is this training. It's the squeakiest pen in Singapore. Congratulations. So, thanks for your enthusiasm. She's taking photographs of it. This is great. I feel like I'm giving you something important. So, what is this about? Now, I was talking to someone earlier today and they said they go on the treadmill for half an hour 2 or 3 times a week. And he said, I go on the treadmill at home for 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. So 3 times a week is better than 2, but he's doing it for half an hour. So he turns it on, he walks on it, maybe he watches television or Netflix or something, and he's getting better. But supposing I was able to get him to go on the treadmill for 15 minutes and be twice as fit, do you think that would be useful? Only 15 minutes, twice the fitness. So what you do, and you must check with your doctor before you do too much exercise, but what you do is you walk on the machine for 2 minutes roughly. And when you reach the end of 2 minutes, some of you have dials on there that can tell you, you then think, okay, 20 to 30 seconds faster. So you turn up the dial and you walk faster 20 or 30 seconds, and then you turn it back for the next 2 minutes and you walk at your normal comfortable pace. And after 2 minutes you turn it back up to the fast one, and after 15 minutes you're perspiring more, you've got more exercise under your belt, and in the shorter time you've got rid of your, you've improved your exercise position.
So write that down, 2 minutes of
2 minutes, and it can be bicycling, it can be
and
swimming.
30 seconds of very fast one, and then 2 minutes again, and then 30 seconds. Repeat for 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes, whatever time you feel comfortable with. One of my clients did this. He reduced, within 6 weeks, he reduced insulin level, the amount of insulin he was injecting, because he had a swimming pool outside his window in his condo. So he would get in the pool and do this. He would swim for 2 minutes at normal speed, and then he'd do 20 or 30 seconds faster, and then he'd go back, and big changes in his health. The doctor had to reduce his insulin. Okay, so this is high intensity interval training. Now, hands up those people who would like to learn how to do a 2-minute exercise, which you do 3 times a day, which improves your health. Anyone like to learn how to do that? Anyone who doesn't want to learn, you can just relax and watch us all looking silly, but let's all join in together, shall we? Okay, if you like to stand up, anyone who's brave enough to stand up, you don't have to, this is your life, you choose. You're in charge of your own destiny. Right, now this exercise is called the nitric oxide dump exercise. It helps with the nitric oxide levels in our body.
Thank you.
You do this for 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes in the morning, and then you must wait at least 2 hours before you do it again sometime in the day, and then you can do it a 3rd time. So you can do it when you're in office or somewhere. It's pretty simple. So the first exercise goes like this. Can you all have your hands in front of you like this? You're very good at this, congratulations. And then I want you to bend your knees slightly and lift your arms like this. If anyone has knee problems, feel free. Oh, I'm being videoed. This is exciting. I'm going to be on Channel News Asia later. YouTube. So you do this about 10 times. Okay, I won't make you do it 10 times today because I'm too soft. So once you've done that 10 times, you then go on to the second of the 4 exercises. Okay, and I'm going to be testing you later. Can you remember these 4 exercises? The second exercise is even simpler. Okay, hands here again. And now you're going to lift your arms up like this and lower them down. So you do this 10 times. Anyone could manage this? Okay? I can see Jalyn doing this every day now. And so you've done this 10 times, and you go to the third exercise, which is very simple. You're just going like this. When you're doing this, keep your shoulders back, your shoulder blades pushed together, and you bring your arms up over. At any time you notice something's hurting, stop doing it. Don't want to strain anything. So you do this 10 times, and that will stretch yourself there. And now I want you to imagine you have in your hands some little weights, and you're holding the weights of your shoulders, and I want you to go 10 times upwards. Okay, everyone's joining in. You're a really good group. Normally I have a few people just sit there sleeping. But you're all joining in. So we've done 10 times like that. When you get to the end of that, you've done 40 exercises. Very good, Sakana. You're getting too excited with this. You then repeat it, okay? Not too difficult to remember. What's the first exercise? Can anyone remember? Oh, he remembers. Very
So
good
maybe I
brain.
can draw on your notes or something.
BDM. The second exercise, just straight up. The third exercise. Can you? Oh, hey!
Ah.
This is the champion. Okay. And then the last one here. So imagine you've done that 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 minutes. You finish that, then get on with your life. You know, it's not too bad. But you must wait for at least 2 hours. Now, if after a few weeks you find this is a bit easy, you can increase to 20 repetitions each time rather than 10. Or you can hold a water bottle in your hand, each hand, with a bit of water in it. So you're actually lifting a bit of weight as well. Okay, so you can change it, but don't rush to that, because when you do it regularly, it's not so good. So then you wait and you do it again, and you do it a 3rd time in the day. And if you keep a tracking record on your fridge and tell your family, I'm going to do this 3 times a day. If you notice I haven't ticked 3 times, beat me up or something. And then you end up proving that you've done the right thing to your family or to whoever it is there, and then you'll get into the routine, because it's a bit like meditation, which I also teach. If you stop for 1 day, you go back 7 days in your calmness that you're creating in your body. So everyone give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Take your seats. You're really, what's the word? You're joining in, which is really nice for me. And what's nice is when you do that exercise, now for the next 10 minutes, you'll remember a lot more of what I said, because your brain's been activated by movement. Movement is the gateway to learning. Okay, so high intensity interval training. I've got the wrong one here. This is the one I want. I've got the squeaky pen and I've got the machine here. It's my new hand phone. It's very good. When you press the buttons, the slides change. Okay, so I talked about what's up at the top here. Would you be interested to learn an exercise that takes 3 minutes 3 times a day? Well, you've learnt it now. Very good. Nitric oxide dump exercise. If you're a bit puzzled as to how to do that, you can go to a thing called YouTube. Anyone ever heard of YouTube? And you type in the name of a doctor who recommends it, and Dr. McCullough, and you put in nitric oxide, something like that, and it'll bring up him standing in his private gym doing the exercises, and you can remind yourself. There's also something about breathing through the nose and not through the mouth and things like that, so have a look at what he tells you. So that's something to keep in mind, YouTube. All right, just a few more things, Alaric, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So this ability to use short and easy and then intensive, high intensity interval training. And you can do this on any kind of exercise regime. You can get your heart rate up for short periods. And for me, I play in the National Squash League, so I live on the 5th floor in Pasir Ris, so I go to the lift and I do some stretching exercises. I'll teach you one more exercise which comes from Tai Chi, I think, where you just arm swinging exercise. You know that one? You just keep moving, and then every 5 or 6 times you bend your hand, and that's another one. One of my clients, she measured her blood sugar level. She was a diabetic, and then she did this for 200 swings, and then she measured again and it had gone down. So exercise is a passport to health, as well as all the others. So you see what we're doing. I work with you, I create optimum health, I create new habits of health, and whether you're a diabetic or just a normal person, you've got, for the next 30 or 40 years, you've got a system that supports your optimized health. So HIIT, and that can be used in all sorts of areas. I was talking about my exercises at home. I go to the lift, I do swinging exercises, I go down 5 floors in the lift, because your knees suffer more when you go downstairs, because it hits your knees. I used to go walking in the Scottish Highlands and going down the slopes, very painful, and that was at the age of 20. So you go down the lift, then I would sprint up 5 floors, up the stairs, around the corner, I do sideways hops, and then I get up to the top, and then I stroll to the lift, get my breath back, go down in the lift, and I would do 5 repetitions of that. So that's the 2 minutes getting back and forth, and then 30 seconds, 40 seconds running up the stairs. So stair running. Stairs are free, you don't have to pay any gym subscriptions. Stairs. And Singapore's got a lot of stairs in it. Yeah? I complained to my brother-in-law who arranged, as an estate agent, he arranged our apartment in Pasir Ris. I said, why didn't you put me on the 7th floor? I'd be fitter by now. But he also put me a long way from the car park, so I have to walk further every day. So he's doing his best for me. Sorry, silly jokes, let's go on. One of my clients I helped at Novena Medical Center told me that exercise was dreaded. She didn't really want to do the exercise, so she put it off. And then his day. So he then found that it was a highlight of his day. The exercise was giving him power. And he was puzzled that he changed from someone who didn't like exercise to someone who did. And that's what the intermittent fasting does. It actually increases energy. Because you don't eat for that period of time, you have more energy. You might be interested, a lot of my clients, because there are a lot of overweight people in the Malay community, I've been getting them to do this intermittent fasting with pre-dawn, when they normally eat some dates and a bit of food. I say, try this here, just drinking water in the morning. So you're really only eating 1 meal in the evening between 7 and 9. And they kept coming back to me. I've never had a fasting month where I've had so much energy during the day. I can't understand it. And that's dry fasting without liquid, so that's harder work, dry fasting than liquid fasting. Okay, I've nearly finished. I've talked longer than I should, but we'll pass back to Alaric very shortly. It was not something he wanted to happen, to enjoy exercise. It's just that he had changed, a bit like the taste buds changed. So, over to Alaric now. Is it okay if I pass you to this one?
Awesome. So, let's give Charles a round of applause.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Now, so it's really not easy to invite Charles to come over here. His time is really, really precious. Okay, I know some of you will want extra time with him and everything. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna offer that you can book a consultation with Charles. Okay, so I want everyone to go and do it. Okay, I want everyone to go and do it. Okay, so everyone just go take your Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or something and go to this link, Calendly, C-A-L-E-N-D. Okay, take out your phone now. Take out your phone. Everyone take out your phone. Okay, go to calendly.com/Charles Barton. Okay, now here's how it's gonna go. So you're gonna get a consultation from Charles, which is normally $497, but today he's gonna offer it for free. Let's give Charles a round of applause. Okay, so basically a free consultation. Okay, now here's how it's gonna happen. Okay, now his schedule is gonna be over there inside this Calendly. Okay, as you book, the slot is going to be, means if let's say he booked him at 8:30 PM, that means you cannot book him at 8:30 PM already, correct? So you must faster go and book your appointment. Okay, so everyone go ahead and go and book your appointment right now. Make sure you have a time that fits you and fits him, And because if let's say your slot is taken up, then you have to go for another day or something instead. So everyone go to your phone. Okay, everyone can do this. Okay, even everyone. Okay, everyone can book Charles through this link here. Okay, calendly.com/CharlesBarton. Who needs help?
We have to do it now.
Yeah, you have to do it now because if not, yeah, it's best to do it now so I can guide you. Okay, and calendly.com/CharlesBarton. Calendly.com/CharlesBarton. Okay, so you can go and book him. So basically you have a video consultation. Because it's not easy to meet him up personally, so he will call. You will call him through WhatsApp video call, which is as good as meeting him in person. And then you can discuss with him what health issues you have or what health issues maybe your family members have, and then he will help you with that. Okay, because he really wants to help impact 1 million lives. So you can select the day, and then you choose what day fits you and what day fits him, and make sure that So this is one-on-one, somehow. Okay, this is one-on-one. Charles is gonna help you one-to-one. Okay, so you choose a date that okay, I'm gonna give you all some time to do that, and then maybe you can let him know that you came through how to say that you have already listened to his talk. You can send me a message so that he remembers how you look like or something like that. If not later he will just have to name. But if you can share, I was the lady in black. I was the lady wearing blue. Then he will know who you were. I was sitting at the back in something like that. Okay. So it's not.
Where's the place?
This one will be a WhatsApp video call. So he will call you. Yeah, you can be at home. He'll call you. You'll call him. Yeah. Got it? Yeah. It will be a WhatsApp video call, or it could be a Skype call or a Zoom call, but it's a video call.
Okay.
Okay. So you go. So if let's say you got no phone, you can ask someone to help you book as well. I think that's possible. Yeah. Okay. Calendly.com/. Yeah. So you just select a date that you want to book Charles. Okay. How many of you have done that already? Raise your hand. How many of you have? Okay. One. So you managed to success. What time do you book for?
5
p.m. So Charles will receive the notification. Yeah. Anyone else managed to successfully book? Okay, Jeline as well. What time? What time do you book?
12:30.
12:30. So 12:30 for which day?
Wednesday, 20.
So Wednesday 12:30 is taken already. So I think 1 p.m. will still be available. Yeah. So you must faster than book. Okay. So faster than use some time to do that. Calendly.com/CharlesBarton. The moment you really embrace this whole 5-step system, it's really that simple. It's just 5 steps. Okay, it's simple to learn, but if you don't have someone hand holding you to guide you, it's not going to be easy to do. Okay, so it's simple to learn, and that's why you will want to consult Charles because he's done this for 22 years. He's really an expert at this. Okay, yeah. If anyone needs help, raise your hand. Okay, anyone needs help in terms of like technical issues? You need help with it? Okay, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay, don't go to google.com. Go to the.
So, friend, what's that called?
Charles, do you allow them to go together as well? Like 2 people at one go?
If they're in the same room, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if 2 people in the same home, they can both be on the call together. Just save me a bit of time, I suppose.
So all 3 same.
So, is it using for Zoom?
Tell me, I find WhatsApp slightly easier
Is
to
it
set
available?
up.
Is the web page available? Okay, so you just tell them it's 3 people.
If Zoom can just also invite some of
Yes,
my friends, just
communicate with us there, like 6 people. And the Zoom room only have 2,500 people.
Oh, that's good.
So you can call your friends.
So how do I,
Yeah.
I'll last trial, Alaric.
Okay, who has successfully done it already? Raise your hand. Okay, one, two. If there are 3 people,
Still okay with
half an hour. So just one person who is safe for 3 months. Okay, one person who cannot is for 3 months. But all 3 of you are going to be the same place, is it?
Alaric, should I be given, some people are wanting to arrange details before they call up. Did they
What,
give my phone number or?
You want to give me?
I think if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Is it okay, everyone, if I give you my phone number? Because you might have a change of plan at the last moment or whatever.
Actually, that one, if they reschedule, you can use. I mean, you can give us. Okay, this number is very valuable. You must write this down. Okay. So yours done. It's
276060. So one of the ladies wants to bring on 5 of her friends to hear about it together, and that means I put it on Zoom. I can have up to 2,500 on Zoom, and that means we can help more people at once. There are 1 billion people to reach, so that helps.
Okay. You know how to book the thing? You book, right?
Suppose the fasting one.
You can go home and you know the. Okay, you save this thing down.
You can continue taking the
Okay, everyone save this thing down.
during
Or,
the fasting
if you
hours.
haven't booked, you save this
But if
thing
you
down.
look
You
at the
book already,
supplements,
then
if
you
there's
book.
something
Okay,
like
who has booked already? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, about half.
logan berry
Successfully,
juice or something that's not too many
Yeah,
calories.
and then
So it will be not
you book
good,
already?
but something like vitamin C,
You need to check you book already? Successfully,
calcium or something.
Okay, so you spend. So all managed to find your own time slot, huh? Can, huh? Okay, great.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, so I give us some pen. Can, huh? Okay, come. Charles, I need to continue. Yeah.
Sorry.
Can, huh? Okay, also let's give Charles a round of applause. Okay, huge round. How do you agree? To me, time is the most valuable asset. To me, time is the most valuable asset. I mean, for someone to be able to spend time with you and give you their time, I think that's the greatest gift because time is something that you can never get back. Money I can make back one, right? But time is something if I lose money, I can make back money. But if I lose time, and and Charles really does this out of his own heart and out of his own goodwill, so really go and treasure it. Please don't. If you need to reschedule your appointment, please let him know in advance. Okay. Make sure you don't fly an aeroplane. You must fly an aeroplane. Okay, great. Can so everyone don't fly aeroplane. Okay, great. Now, so I'm going to share with you secret number 2. How to save 60,000 plus in medical bills. Would that be good?
Yes.
How many of you want to learn how to save 60,000 plus dollars in medical bills? Raise your hand. Right? So I'm going to share with you. Raise your hand if you want to learn how to do that. Huh? Okay, great. Now, so $500,000, right, is the average amount of money it will cost being a diabetic in the USA in a lifetime. Okay, I want you to pause and think about that for a second. It will cost you $500,000 if you were to become a diabetic in America, and same thing for Singapore. Okay,
Bit cheaper here.
okay, a bit cheaper, maybe 400K, right? But 500,000. Okay, so in Singapore, the cost of diabetes and chronic disease complications is rapidly escalating. The mean annual direct medical cost of type 2 diabetes in Singapore is $2,034. Annual means every year, if you're at diabetes, every year you'll spend $2,000. Okay, information is derived from this place. And everyone write this down. 1 in 3 diabetics, everyone write this down. 1 in 3 diabetics dies from the silent killer, heart attacks or strokes. Okay, everyone write this down. 1 in 3 diabetics dies from the silent killer, heart attacks or strokes. Okay, the medical bills created by hospital treatments are huge. By paying $2,000 a year, medical bills can accumulate to around $60,000 in just 30 years. That's quite a lot of money, huh? Okay, I'll go back to the previous slide for those of you who want to write this down. The mean annual cost, okay, write this down. The mean average cost for diabetic is $2,000 a year. Okay, just for the medication and everything. This is not even like the visit to the hospital, just the medication and stuff. Okay, and then the previous one is it costs about $500,000 to become a diabetic in America. Okay, everyone wrote that down already? Okay, now. Okay, and anyone need to go back to any slides or anything? No, huh? Okay, I'll just go on. Okay, and this one done. Settled. Okay, great. Okay, now. So researchers note that diabetes is actually an underreported cause of death on death certificates. It should be considered the third leading cause. Okay, everyone write this down. Diabetes is the third leading cause of mortality. Means first is what? Heart attack, is it?
Yeah, no, cancer first.
First is cancer, and second heart attack, and third is diabetes. Okay, write this down. Diabetes is the first is cancer, second is heart attack, third is diabetes. Okay, so it's considered the third leading cause of mortality. Mortality means death. So just a nicer word for death. Right after cancer and heart disease. Okay, it is most probable to be one of the reasons that life expectancy for the first time in decades is beginning to drop, because diabetes can impact people at 40 years old, 50 years old, and yeah, it's like that. Okay, now, so the magnitude of the financial burdens, right, it's not just for you, but it's also for your family and everything. Can be $500,000 in lifetime for everything like hospital, dialysis, etc. $60,000 in 3 years, in 30 years just for medication alone, or $2,000 annually for medication alone. Okay, so that's why some people say in Singapore, right, it's better to die than to fall sick, because you fall sick, right, your whole family die together. Yeah, right? That's why they say in Singapore it's better to die than to fall sick, because 500,000. How many people have saved up 500,000 or have all this kind of stuff? Okay, now so. An open question. So do you know anyone who had a large medical bill and had problems? How many of you knows of someone who had a medical condition or something and they went to the hospital and the bills were exorbitant? How many of you? Okay, can you share some stories? Yeah, anyone? Yeah, can you share? Yeah, can. Yes.
My previous boss.
Your previous boss, okay. What happened?
His mother and father both have, right? Actually, it's just getting old and started to have a lot of illness. Overloaded. So they use up their own medical save until they have to use their son.
Until they have to use their son. Oh yeah. Okay.
So
And how much were the medical fees?
I don't know, but they use up probably
In hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands.
That I can ask. Yeah,
Okay.
but to even use up his medical.
Yeah, so they use up all their Medicaid save, they still have to use up their son's Medicaid because they didn't take care of the health when they were younger. Okay, anyone? Yeah, you just now you raised your hand, right? Yeah.
That was something, it's not lost, still alive. It's actually, he had his so-called kidney failure. So he have already transplant, but now recently have come back again. So now he dialysis. Yeah. The medical bill, of course,
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, dialysis and heart. Okay, great. So, okay, and the question we must always ask is, why does the money for health research not go to preventive lifestyle intervention, and instead usually it goes for medications and hospital drugs? How many of you have heard of this phrase, prevention is better than cure? How many of you have heard, right? So the thing is, why would people rather spend $500,000 when they kena diabetes already, or when they kena something already, compared to preventing it? Okay, so this is the average length of patient survival after amputation of the second lower extremity. Okay, so for diabetics it's about 2 years. For non-diabetics it's about 7.4 years. Okay, so diabetics survive about 5.4 years shorter post amputation. Means if let's say you have amputation, most people will survive 7.4 years. A diabetic will only survive 2 years. And the reason why is because of all the complications in the heart health and everything. Okay, now this is one of Charles Barton's client, Taek Yong, happily invested in his 6-month professional support. So he said, do you mind if I tell you something? Your price point is such a way. So Charles has a program where people work closely with him 6 months of hands-on coaching and everything. And they say your price point is such a way. It is worth at least $7,000 when you compare it to most specialist intervention. I got this life-changing program in an amazing deal. Okay. This is the research amongst 66 diabetics. So they realized that 8 of the 66 diabetic patients died during their hospital stay, and the main causes being pneumonia and coronary heart disease. Everyone write this down. The main causes of diabetes, of people who die because of diabetes, is because of pneumonia and coronary heart disease. Okay. Can? The picture, eh? Can? Okay, you're okay, but you all internalize it. It's not just taking the pictures, but it's more of the internalizing of. You want to see it?
No, it's okay.
Okay, great. Doing HIIT. Okay, great. Next. So we can see behind all these statistics that huge medical bills can be extremely harmful to family finances. Which means if you followed a child's 5-step process, right, you have saved $60,000 in medical bills. True, right? He just reviewed his whole 5 steps, right? And if you just followed it, you would be able to save that kind of money. Okay. So amongst his clients, he has a diabetic who is now off medication at age 43. Okay, he's off medication already. The client will have about 30 years of not paying medical bills generated by diabetic complications. If he continued paying, he will definitely have paid all the way until he's 70 plus years old. Okay. Every year, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Just for medication alone is $60,000. Okay. And this is further proof of how life-changing his protocol is. Okay. Now, secret number 3: insider secrets that doctors, hospitals, and big pharmaceutical companies will never tell you. Can I write that down? This is secret number 3. Sorry? Who said something? Oh. Okay, secret number 3: insider secrets that doctors, hospitals, and big pharmaceuticals will never tell you. Okay? Now, so pharmaceutical companies, right, do not emphasize the fact that doctor-prescribed medications have never, not even in one case, reversed diabetes. Okay? Medications are important for controlling diabetes, but also have side effects. Okay? So medication by itself, it just suppresses the thing, but it never ever cures the thing. Okay? So, okay, show of hands. Anyone who thinks some medications have side effects, please raise your hand. How many of you agree that medications have side effects? Raise your hand. How many of you agree? Or you know about this, right? So look around you. Okay, everyone raise your hand and look around you. Okay? And realize, right, that it's true that a lot of medications have side effects, and that's why we go through naturopathy or alternative medicine, because we don't want to have all these side effects, right? It's as simple as your HIIT, as your as how you consume your meals, how you do all this kind of stuff. Okay, now. So the money for research into diabetes solutions is largely focused on medications that can generate profit. Okay? So for instance, in 2016 in USA alone, metformin sales, the most common diabetes drug, is $760 million. Can everyone write this down? Metformin, okay, their sales is $760 million USD. That means these pharmaceutical companies, they are not there to help people. They are there to make money. You get what I mean? That's why sometimes they mark up the price of the medication and everything to and charge it to the insurance companies who pay for the consumers' medication. Okay, so it is business. It's business. Okay, and can anyone report a side effect of a drug given legally for themselves or anyone they know? Okay, how many of you know of a drug that how many of you over here knows of a drug that a medication that you're using that has side effects as well? Anyone?
For people.
Sorry?
People we know. Example, my wife is using a BP medicine, and we know if we keep on blood pressure.
Blood pressure. Okay.
So if she keep on using it long time, it can cause to kidney failure.
Okay. So for example, everyone write this down. Ozan's wife, has using blood pressure medicine, and if she keeps consuming it, it will. Anyone else knows of any other medication like Panadol? Okay, anyone knows of any other side effects of any medication? You know of it, just know of. Doesn't have to be you. Anyone? Okay, so that's why Charles will explain to you a lot more. That's why you need to learn from Charles. Okay, great. Now, so why is taking care of our health so vital? Okay, I want everyone to take the next 30 seconds to write down why is it so important to take care of our health. Okay, everyone take the next 30 seconds to write down why is it so important to take care of our health. Because you see, health, right, is not just an end. Health is a means to an end. Health is not, being healthy is not the goal. The goal, like being healthy, allows us to do all the other things in life. Does that make sense? So for example, if let's say I want to do a business and everything, I need to be healthy in order to do my business. If I want to take care of my family, I need to be healthy in order to take care of my family. So health is, to be healthy is not my end goal, but to be healthy is the means to an end. If I'm unhealthy, I won't be able to do all these things. Take care of my family, take care of my children, which I don't have yet, and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so write down why is taking care of our health so vital. Okay, write 3 to 5 reasons why is it so important to take care of our health. Okay, so everyone go ahead and write 3 to 5 reasons. Okay, I'll think of 3 to 5 reasons. Okay, anyone? Okay, shout out some answers. Yeah. Why is it so important?
To take care of our next generation.
Okay, everyone write this down. To take care of our next generation. If we are unhealthy, how are we going to take care of it? Okay, everyone write this down. To take care of our next generation. Okay, any more?
Give less burden to the future.
Give less burden to the future. Our future or whose future?
Whoever looking after you.
Okay, Write this down: to give less burden to our future generation. So one is about taking care of health so they can take care of them. So the next time they don't need to spend so much money and effort to take care of us. Okay, everyone write this down so that the future generation won't have to worry so much about us and stuff. Okay, any more?
You save the Singapore government lots of money.
You save the Singapore government lots of money. True or not? Does the Singapore government want you to be
So
healthy?
actually it's our money.
Yes.
The Singapore budget will create that.
Come, any more? Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Write this down: to enjoy life. If let's say you got all the money in the world, but you don't have health, how are you gonna enjoy life? Okay, everyone write this down: to enjoy life. You know, Jack Ma ever had this quote. He said, if you give a you give a monkey banana and money, they will always choose the banana because they don't know that money can buy a lot more banana. Same thing. If you tell a human being, you give them money and you give them health, right? Most of the time they will take money because they don't know that health can make them a lot more money. That health makes their money worth living. It makes.
You can make more money when you are healthy.
No, number one, you can make more money when you're healthy. Number two, you can enjoy life that the money makes you only if you're healthy. Make sense? If you are sick, how can you travel the world and stuff? So write this down: to enjoy life. Any more? Any more? Okay. Any more? One more answer.
No suffering.
No suffering, right? To reduce pain and everything, and to prevent, right? It's down to prevent suffering, to prevent conditions, to prevent all this kind of stuff. Okay, because once you kena, it's really okay.
For example, weight optimization, permanent weight optimization can
To
be
make it easier to have a
created.
happy day every day. How many of you agree if you're healthier, you are generally happier? How many of you agree? Right? So write this down: to be to have a happy day every day also. Okay. And then to save us from stress-inducing financial pressures both for ourselves and our family, to reduce medications because they can have negative side effects, and also to give us more energy for daily life challenges. Okay? Yeah. Everyone wants more energy, right? More energy to work, more energy to play. That's better. Okay? Great. Now, so for example, it's like imagine if a whole generation, everyone's on wheelchair and everything. It's not a pretty sight to see. Okay? Okay, great. So so how many of you over here have learned something from today? Raise your hand. How many of you have learned something from today, and especially from Charles? I mean, it's nice you getting to take his time to come and share with you, okay? And how many of you have received value? Raise your hand. Okay? Now, so is it okay? So what have you learned that is new to you? Share and then listen as well. Okay, so someone shout out some answers. What have you learned today? Like one point that you learned today. Yeah, what do you learn? Yeah, great. Okay, write this down. Intermittent the fasting, right? 8 hours worth of food. Okay, any more? What else do you learn today?
Exercise.
Sorry? Exercise, the HIIT, the 4 steps exercise that Charles shared with you, right? So you share about exercise. Carbo, okay? Lowering your carbohydrate intake, right? Okay, what else? More flexible. More visible. More vegetables. Again, more vegetables. Any more? Pancreas health is very important. So make sure that you do the fasting correctly. Any more? Sorry? The dumb exercise. The nitric oxide dumb exercise. Yeah, you learn the 5 steps of dumb exercise. What else did you learn today? Wow. Okay, very good. What else did you learn today? Any more? One last one. Sorry? HIIT, H-I-I-T, high intensity interval training. Okay, great. Now, so okay, great. Now, so is it okay if I spend the next 10 minutes to share with you about a program that Charles has called the Naturopathic Experience? Is that okay? Raise your hand, that's okay. Raise your hand, okay? Now, this program, right, is for people who really want to work very closely with Charles, and then it's really like he handholds you and guides you and designs something specifically for you. Would that be good? Okay, so this is for those of you who want to do that. Okay, now, so this is the naturopathic experience, healing naturally without medications, injections, or surgery. Now, later on, I'm going to move really, really fast. Okay, I'm going to move really, really fast. So you make sure that you take pictures or you write down notes or whatever while I'm speaking so that you know what's inside this naturopathic experience. Is that okay? Okay, so you're ready?
Go.
Are you ready? Okay, who? Are you ready? Yes, I'm gonna go really, really fast. Okay, great. Now, so the first thing I'm gonna get right when with Charles, right, is you're gonna get 6 months of once a month Zoom education. So for 6 months, Charles is gonna handhold you and guide you through Zoom. Okay, because he's not always in Singapore, so the Zoom is the best way for him to conduct his coaching sessions. Okay. Now, these sessions are crucial to health transformation. Why? Because we all need regular reminders and encouragement to keep on track right? And Charles is going to handhold you for 6 months, and by the end of it, you are going to understand everything you need to know about health. Because there's no way you can learn everything about health in 30 minutes or 1 hour. You need 6 months of continuously learning, which Charles will handhold you and guide you. Okay? So the total value of this, right, is $3,000. Because 6 months of Charles' time, is that worth $3,000? Definitely, yeah. Okay. The next thing you're gonna get, right, is weekly health input from Charles Barton. Which every week, right, he'll give you health tips and everything, right? And your health success doesn't come in 1 second. You need to gradually add more and more wisdom that makes your health success more and more powerful. This is why his weekly input that reaches you is critical. It's crucial. You get a reminder of your path to success. You get a new insight on strategy, story of inspiring success, or an increase in new knowledge. It means every week he will give you new health tips and everything. This itself is worth $1,000. So now the total value is $4,000. Okay. Now the next thing is power team support group. So basically they'll add you to in a group, right, where you all help each other out. How many of you agree that environment is very, very important? Raise your hand. How many of you agree like your network is very important, right? So let's say you want to work out, you need a good buddy to help you work out together, right? So imagine you 1, 2, 3 pair up, 1, 2, 3 pair up, 1, 2, 3 pair up. You have a power group that motivates each other. That's what you'll get as well. So that's worth $1,000. Your total value now $5,000. Okay. The next thing you'll get is the follow-up email with protocol and 5 support videos which you can access the moment you get home. Means from today you go home already, right? They'll straight away send you these 5 videos already. Okay. So you watch these 5 full trainings, right? You will be able, and you get all the follow-up email and all the protocol and all the kind of things he will handhold you to do. Okay. The next thing you're gonna get is WhatsApp access for 180 days, and he replies to queries within 24 hours, which means any question you have, let's say you say, hey, I ate this food, is it good for me? And then he'll inspect your everything and help you for 180 days. Yeah. Okay. So and he replies within 24 hours. So that itself, I mean. Can you imagine if, let's say, anytime you got a question, anytime you got a question you want to find out, straight away you can ask Charles. Anytime you got a question you want to find out, straight away you can ask Charles. How valuable is that? Pretty valuable, so that's worth at least $2,000. Now the total value is $7,500. So it's a complete program, okay? And the last thing you're going to get is a 6-month health review assessment, which means now he's going to give you a health assessment review, and then 6 months later you're also going to get a health assessment review. Okay, so total value $7,997. Okay. Now, so cost versus value. A lot of people say, what's cost versus value? Now, so there are 2 ways to think of when to make a purchase, right? Either by its cost or by its value. Okay, so the cost. Okay, now this took Charles 22 years to learn and over $100,000+ worth of researching and testing and learning. Okay, is it worth paying $8,000 in order to be able to learn 22 years of Charles knowledge? Is that worth $8,000? Raise your hand if that's worth it. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, right? True. Okay, next. This will save you tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills. If let's say you didn't know all these things that Charles knows, right, and you get into medical bills and everything, you definitely pay more than $8,000. True? Is that worth $8,000 to avoid paying that? Okay. Next, in terms of value, if all this did was give you sharper brain clarity, means every day you have better brain clarity for the rest of your life. Is that worth $8,000? Yes, And if it gives you more energy, would it be worth $8,000? Yes, and if it improves your weight, would it be worth $8,000? Yes, so you're gonna get all these for $8,000, right? Okay, next. So this is the naturopathic experience. The total value is $7,997. Okay. Now for today only, Charles is gonna give you a huge discount. Are you ready for the discount? If you are ready, say yes. Yes. Are you ready for the discount? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna show you the one. Okay, it's gonna be really exciting. So you're gonna get all this when Charles is gonna handhold you for 6 full months, and okay, for today only, it's gonna be $997. Let's give Charles a round of applause. Okay, let's give Charles a huge round of applause. $997. Normally, at least we also offer this program at $2,997 or $3,000 for 6 months of support. There's no one in this whole world who will give you 6 months of support for $997. Okay. Now, so if you have a DBS or POSB credit card, I got good news for you. Okay. If you have a DBS or POSB credit card, you can split the payment into 12 months interest free. Okay. Anyone over here who has a DBS or POSB bank, raise your hand. Okay. Good for you. Okay. For those of you who have DBS or POSB, you can split the payment into 12 months interest-free. The payment plan is called My Preferred Payment Plan. Okay. Now, if you don't have a DBS or POSB card, let's say you got Citibank, UOB, Standard Chartered or something, then there'll be like maybe 5% interest. So instead of $2.73 per day, maybe it'll be like $2.90 per day, which is still very cheap compared to what it would cost you if you were to learn everything, trying to figure everything out by yourself. Okay. Now. So I went to Google, you know. I really went to Google. I said, what can you buy with $2.73? So I went to Google, and then I realized, right, that you can actually get a bottle of beer from Red Mart for $2.90 per day. Okay, so now you all go and decide and go and think for yourself. Would you rather get a bottle of beer every day for $2.90 a day, or would you rather get the whole naturopathic experience at only $2.73 a day? You can think what's best for you, okay? You rather have a bottle of beer? How many of you would rather have a bottle of beer? Raise your hand. How many of you would rather have the naturopathic experience? Raise your hand. Right? Definitely because $2.73. Okay, wait. Okay. How many of you would rather have a bottle of beer? Raise your hand. Okay, how many of you would rather have the naturopathic experience for $2.73 per day? Raise your hand. Up high. Okay? Great. Now, so I just want to know, okay, let's say even 997 is not an issue, or let's say money was really not an issue, okay? And let's say time was not an issue. If time and money were not an issue, how many of you would be interested in going for this program? Means even if you're not diabetic, right, he will still show you exactly how to improve your health and everything. So if time and money, so just put this aside, okay? If time was not an issue and money was not an issue, right, how many of you would be interested to working very, very close to Charles in the naturopathic experience? Raise your hand. Up high, up high. Okay? Okay, can you all stand up? Can you stand up? Yeah, stand up. Stand up, stand up. Okay, for those who are interested, okay, stand up, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna get to know each of you by name personally, okay? Yeah. Your name? Jennifer. Okay, just stand up. Your name? Pauline. Jennifer, Pauline, Ellen. Okay, remain standing, remain standing. For those who are interested, stand up. For those who are interested, stand up. Okay? Yeah, stand up. Yeah, don't worry, okay? Okay, Kyrene, right? I know. Okay, and you are? Jency. And you are? Okay, remain standing, remain standing, remain standing. Wait, sorry? Min. Okay, remain standing. We got some more bonuses to give to you, okay? So just remain standing, okay? Sorry, okay, Jennifer, Ellen, right? Jennifer, Ellen, Kyrene, Jency. Jency? Kian, Mian. Okay, so remain standing, remain standing, remain standing. And you are? CY. Jenny, are you interested as well?
Yeah. Money is not an issue.
Okay, okay. Stand up. Okay, everyone, okay, head to the front. Okay, everyone, okay, head over to here, head over here, and step to the front, and form a, okay, come over here, come over here. Everyone come over here, come over. I got some bonuses to share with you. Come. Okay, come over here, okay. And then form a circle around me. Okay, form a circle around me. I'm gonna share with you how this program is gonna go, and I'm gonna give you some bonuses as well. Okay, step in the front. Come to only those people in the front will be eligible for all these bonuses. Okay, let's close up the circle. Actually, we have close up the circle. Okay, and then close up the circle as well. Okay, close up the circle as well. Okay, so here's how it's gonna happen. Okay. No. Close up the circle. Now you're opening up the circle. Okay, Jenny stand here. Okay, then okay, great. Okay, stand here. Okay, great. Okay, great. Now, so here's how it's gonna go. Okay, we're gonna give you one more bonus. Okay, everyone say, Alaric, what's the bonus?
What's the bonus?
Okay, so I'm gonna share with you the bonus. Okay, now this bonus, right? Just this bonus alone, right? It's gonna be worth $2,997. Okay, and you're gonna get it for free. Okay, whoever enrolls in the naturopathic experience, this thing you're gonna get it for free. Okay, okay, this one is gonna happen. For the first 5 people, how many people?
5.
Okay, for the first 5 people who sign up, right, you will receive a complimentary customized health plan, means a bespoke tailor-made plan specifically for you, okay? Designed personally by Charles Barton, okay? This is tailor-made specifically for your body type and lifestyle needs. Because a lot of programs, they say, hey, this one very mass market, are you sure that it works for my body? Are you sure that it works for me? So Charles, right, is going to analyze each of you, okay? Analyze each of your body types. And he's going to design a plan specifically for you. Would that be good?
Yes.
Would that be good?
Yes.
Yes, means specifically for you. Okay? If you ask him to do it, normally he will charge $2,997 just for this. Today he's gonna give it to you for free. So whoever registered. So who wants to get this for free? Raise your hand. Who wants to get this for free? Raise your hand. You get the bespoke.
Because there's a condition, right? You
What?
sign up for.
Correct. You sign up for a program, you get this for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a condition tied to this free.
Yeah. But basically you get this for free, which normally it will be worth $2,997. Okay? So who wants to get this for free? Raise your hand. Okay, so you can, if money is an issue or something, right, we can discuss, like you can do an interest free, we can do an installment plan or all this kind of stuff. But I just want to know, like, because okay, 997 definitely, if you want to find the money, you can find the money, right? So, but we just want to know who wants to work very, very closely with Charles, right? And really improve your health, get more mental clarity, improve your diet, improve your weight and everything. Okay, so anyone, okay, so who wants to get this for free? Raise your hand.